Yet may we not see still the Bruntoinkathan form outlined as slumbered, even in our own night time by the sedge of the troutling stream, that Brunt loved and Brunto had as a lean on? Hic cubat edalis, apud libertanum parvulum. What if she be in flags or flitters, reeky rags or Sunday choices, with the mint of minds or beggar a penny white? Arrah, sure, we all love little Annie Rooney, or we mean to say, love little Anna Rainey, when under her brella, mid piddle, mid puddle, she nanny goes, nancing by. Yo, Brunt alone slaps, yo, snores, upon Ben Heather and Siebel is out too. The crannock head on him, caster of his reasons, Peer Euthner in yon mist. Wooth? His clay feet swartled in vertigrass stick up stark where he last fell on him, by the mund of the magazine wall, where a Maggie seen all, with her sister in shawl. While over against this belly's alliance beyond Isle 60, olololod ill. Backsides of the fort, bomb, terra-bomb, lurk the ambushes, the sight of the leffing in wait of the upjock and huckums. Hence, when the clouds roll by, Jamie, a proud's eye view is enjoyable of our moundings mass. Now Wallingstone National Museum, with, in some greenish distance, the charmful Waterloose country and the two quite white villagettes who here show of themselves so gigglesomes, minx the foliages, the prettilies, penetrators are permitted into the museum free. Welsh and the Paddy Patkinses, 1 shilling. Redus members and village of old guard find pussy pram to sate the sword of their butt for her pass key supply to the janitrix, the mistress Cath. Tip. This the way to the musey room. Mind your hats going in. Now yous are in the Willingdon musey room. This is Prussia's gun. This is a French tip. This is the flag of the Prussias, the cap and sorcerer. This is the bullet that banged the flag of the Prussias. This is the French that fire on the bull that bang the flag of the Prussias. Salutes the cross gun. Up with your pike and fork. Tip. Bull's foot. Fine. This is the 111 hat of Napoleon. Tip. Napoleon hat. This is the Willingdon on his same white horse, the Koenig. This is the big Srotzer Willingdon, grand and magnetic, in his gold tin spurs and his iron ducks and his quarter brass woody shoes and his magnate's garters and his Bangkok's best and Gallia's galoshes and his pull-upon easy-in watchroos. This is his big white horse. Tip. This is the 3 Napoleon Boyne grouching down in the living ditch. This is the in-mine skilling Inglis. This is the Scotcher Grey. This is the Davy stooping. This is the bog Napoleon mortaring the Napoleon beg. A Gallagher's argument. This is the petty Napoleon boy that was neither bag nor bug. I say, to show fits too much. Dirty McDyke and Harry O'Harry, all of them arminus varminus. This is Delian Alps. This is Mount Tavel. This is Mount Tipsy. This is the Grand Mons engine. This is the Cremoline of the Alps, hoping to shelter shock the 3 Napoleons. This is the Ginnies with their legahorns, fainting to read in their handmaid's book of strategy while making their war undecides the Willingdon. The Ginnies is a coup in her hand, and the Ginnies is a rave in her hair, and the Willingdon get the band up. This is big Willingdon Memorial Telescope Wonder Worker upsides on the flanks of the Ginnies. Sex caliber, horsepower. Tip. This is me, Belcham, sneaking his Philippi out of his most awful grimace, Sunshat Cromwelly, looted. This is the Ginny's Hastings dispatch for to irrigate the Willingdon, dispatching thin red lines across the short front of me, Belcham. Ya, leaper a Thor, fear sicken, field gaze thy tiny frau, hug acting, nap. That was the tic-tacs of the Ginnies for the Fontenoy, the Willingdon. She. The Ginnies is jealous agin courting all the Napoleons, and the Napoleons is gone boycotting crazy unto the one Willingdon, and the Willingdon get the band up. This is Bode Belcham, bonnet to Busby, breaking his sacred word, with a ball up his ear to the Willingdon. This is the Willingdon's hurled despitchback, desployed on the regions rare of me Belcham. Salamangra, aye. Cherry Ginnies, fix you. Damn Fairy Ann, votre. Willingdon. That was the first stroke of Willingdon, tick for tack. This is me Belcham and his 12-mile cowchook, sweet, tweet, and Stamford foremost, footing the camp for the Ginnies. Drink a sip, drank a sup, for he's a sooner by a Guinness than he'd stale store stout. This is Rochus balls. This is a trench. This is mistletoes. This is cannon fodder with a poppy nose, after his 100 days' indulgence. This is the blessed Tara's Widdars. This is Ginnies and the bonny bon bluches. This is Napoleons and the rowdy horses. This is the Willingdon by the splendor of Cork. Order fire. Tonnerre. Bull's ear. Play. This is camelry. This is footings. This is the sufferings in action. This is their mobley. This is panic burns. Almeidagad, Arthur's too loose. This is Willingdon cry. Brum, brum, come brum. This is Jenny's cry. Underwetter, goat strip, thin lambs. This is Jenny's running away to their ousterless down a bunker shields, with a nip, nippy nip, and a trip, trippy trip so airy. For their hearts right there, tip. This is me, Beltram's thank you, silver platter, plate for kitchen the crepes in the cool of his canister. Pour the pay. This is the Bismarck of the Marathon Mary of the Ginnies they left behind them. This is Willingdon Branlish's same memorial telescope, Sophie Kifo, for his royal diversion on the runaway Ginnies. Gambaris del Porca, Dalaveras, Fimieres. This is the pettiest of the Napoleons, toffee thief that spy on the Willingdon from his big white horse, the Cape and Hope. Stonewall Willingdon is an old Maxi Montremini. Napoleon's is nice hung bushelers. This is Hyena Hennessy laughing aloud at the Willingdon. This is Lipstick Dooley creaking the funk from the Hennessy. This is the Hindu, Shamar Shin, between the Dooley boy and the Hennessy. Tip. This is the Wixioed Willingdon picking up the half of the three-foiled hat of Napoleon's from out of the blood filth. This is the Hindu waxing Ranjimad from a bomb shub. This is the Willingdon hanking the halt of the hat of Napoleon's up to the tail of the buckside of his big white horse. Tip. That was the last joke of Willingdon. Hit, hit, hit! This is the same white horse of the Willingdon, Copenhagen, waggling his telescope with the half of a hat of Napoleon's to insult on the Hindu sea-boy. H'nay, 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 bull's rag, foul. This is the sea-boy, Madrashara, something jumping pumpum, cry to the Willingdon, Apukaru, Puka Yarup. This is the Willingdon, born stable gentleman, tenders his matchbox to the Corsican, Shamar Shin. Basucker Usted, this is the door for him. Sea-boy blow the whole of the half of the hat of Napoleon's off of the top of the tail and the back of his big wide horse. Tip. Bullseye. Game. How Copenhagen ended. This way the music room. Mind your boots. Going out. Whew. What a warm time we were in there, but how Keeling is here, the Arabouts. We know where she lives, but you mustn't tell an inner one for the lamp of Jig-a-lantern. It's a kindle little house of a month and one windies. Down and down, high, down and down, and numbered quaintly mine, and such reasonable weather, too. The vagrant's winds a waltz around the pilt downs, and on every blasted nolly rock, if you can spot 50 a spy 4 more, there's that gnarly birdie gathering. A run a little, do a little, pre a little, pour a little, wipe a little, kicks a little, several little, eat a little, whine a little, kin a little, half a little, pelf a little, gnarly bird. A very table end of bleak barred fields. Under his 7 Ross shields lies one, Lump Roar. His glaive to side him, scud untorsed. Our pigeons pair are flown for Northcliffs. The 3 of crows have flapped it southernly, cracking of debacle to the cavartas of that sky whence Tribu's answer, well, 'tis well, she never comes out when Thon's on shower, or when Thon's flash with his Nixie girls, or when Thon's blowing tomb cracks down the gales of Thon. No, Nubo, no. Nebulize on you live. Her would be too moochy a freak of burly my leg and blind my rolling eyes and all the deeds in the woe. Fee, fo, foam. She just does hopes till buys will be buys. Here, and it goes on to appear now, she comes, a peace fugle, a parody's bird, a Perry pot mother, a Pringle pick in the island of Skippy with pee-wee and powwows and beggy-baggy on her bicky-backy and a flisk flask fleck flinging its pixie lighting packs, whimoramy bows, picking here, pecking there, pussy, plounder pussy. But it's the Armatides to nigh, Melotopicos, and to morn we wish for a muddy kissments to the minutia workers, and there's to be a gorge-up's truce for happiness childer everywhere. Come, Nebo, me and Suso sing the day we sally bright. She's burrowed, the coacher's headlight, the better to pry. Who goes cute goes sucker and shoes her own, and all spoiled goods go into her knapsack. Cartridges and rattling buttons, nappy spatties and flasks of all nations, clavicures and scapulars, maps, keys and woodpiles of halfpennies and moonlit brooches with blood-stained breeks in 'em, boasted night garters and masses of shoe sets and nickelly knacks and fodder all Michael and a luggy parson of cates and howitzer much ears and midgers and maggots, ills and ells with loss of toffs and plures of bells and a last sigh that comes from the heart bucklead. And the fairest sin the sun saw, that's Cirque. With kiss, kiss kiss, kiss cross, undo lives in slain.